Well, Happy New Year. This is my first video of the new year. I had planned to do a few more the last few days, but I've been sick. I don't know if you can tell. I probably still sound a little funny. I'm mostly recovered, but just a little congested still. So if I sound different, I apologize. But I'm excited about today's puzzle. This was sent to me by Bremster, and it's part of a thing. So as I've mentioned recently, Bremster and I, along with ZetaMath and Ranks, have sort of joined forces and created a Discord server for all of our channels kind of combined. And we thought it would be fun to do sort of a puzzle cycle. So Bremster, I believe, has already solved a puzzle by Ranks, and I will link to that down below. Bremster sent me this puzzle that I'm hopefully going to solve today. I have sent a puzzle to ZetaMath, and then presumably ZetaMath either is going to send one to Ranks, or maybe already has. I'm not entirely sure. But it's like a loose cycle. We don't have real concrete plans where we're all gonna release on the same day or anything, because some of us do videos sporadically, some are more everyday videos, some of us do live streams instead of normal videos, and so the details are still being figured out, but we just thought it would be fun if we all four sort of solved puzzles in a cycle. So I am going to do Bremster's puzzle today. That should be fun. I'm also going to leave a link in the description to where you can join that Discord server and come talk with us about our puzzles. There is a channel for each channel, I guess, a Discord channel for each YouTube channel where you can come talk about our videos. There's also some general talk where we can discuss puzzles and stuff. And there's also a specific channel for my Patreon subscribers, so you can come hang out over there, talk about Patreon stuff. I do appreciate all of you that are Patreon subscribers. And if you have ideas for things you'd like to see as Patreon rewards, let me know. I'm kind of new to this Patreon thing, so I'm open to suggestions. I know, the idea of Patreon is not to support someone in order to get rewards. You're supporting them because you enjoy what they're doing already, and I appreciate that. But I also want to give you guys some rewards that you'll enjoy. So let me know what you would like to see over there. And today I am looking at, let's find it, there we go, 4DS by Bremster. As I mentioned, Bremster sent this to me, and he said it seemed like a Stro-solves puzzle. So I don't know what that means, but, or it seemed like a puzzle that it would be good for me to solve, I guess. So whatever that means, this looks like a puzzle that I would solve, apparently. And I like to solve any puzzle, so I guess every puzzle is a Stro-solves puzzle using that logic. So, anyways, let's look at the rules. It looks interesting. It's mostly normal rules with a couple little twists. So, we've got normal arrow rules. The digits on the arrow sum to the number in the circle. Normal killer cages. The numbers in the cage sum to the number in the corner. And then we have these crop key dots, but they're a little different than usual because the way I understand the rule, it says cells in rows, columns, or on lines that are separated by a white dot must be consecutive. So, like this one is a normal crop key dot, these here, but I believe the way this one on the corner works is it's saying that these two along this line have to be consecutive, and these two have to be consecutive. It doesn't say, it's not, I've actually used before crop key dots on the corner like this, and it worked, kind of on both diagonals. But in this rule, the way I'm reading it, it's only on the two cells on the line. So, and I think those are the only two spots where it actually happens, is right there and right there. And then these long lines here are actually extra regions, but they're like kind of diagonal regions, which is interesting. So you'll notice all these lines are 9 cells long, and we have to put the digits 1 through 9 once on each of these lines. And then we have normal, the circle is an odd and the square is an even, just like usual. So should be really interesting. We've kind of got some overlapping extra regions and they're diagonal extra regions, which I don't know how that's gonna, like these two cells being this part of an extra region is really weird, that far apart. Like they're part of the same extra region. So anyways, I'm excited to try it. Link in the description. You can try this as well. Yeah, maybe you can, go to all 4 of our channels once we get them all posted and try all 4 of the puzzles and let us know what you thought of our puzzle cycle. And, yeah, come over to Discord and tell us what you thought. But I'm going to solve this one now. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to reset the timer. I think, there we go. Yep, that should reset it. All right. So I guess this is the place to start, right? These 6 cages. So they have to be 1, 5, and 2, 4. And the even digit here means those are 2, 4. And the odd digit means these are 1, 5. So that's a good start. Now, so wait, no, that's right. Never mind. For a second, I thought yeah, never mind. I got rusty while I was sick. Okay, so the 16. Here we go. So we've already used 1, 2, 4, and 5. So these, like the minimum here is 3, 6, and 7, which is 16. So we have to use the minimum. So these are 8 and 9. Okay, nice. Now, if this was 8, this couldn't be 4 because you'd have to have 4 and 4. So 8 would force 7 and, or 8 would force 2 and 6. 9 could be 4 and 5 or 2 and 7. Okay. Over here, 8, let's see, so if it was 9, it would have to be 4 or 8. If it was 8, it would have to be 7 or 3. That's more options than I was hoping for. Well, we know the consecutive here, this is 2, 4, or 6, I guess. And this one is 1, 3, or 5. But let's see, we said if this is 4, this has to be 9 and 5. If this is 4, this has to be 5. Because you can't do 4 with 8. So if this is 4, this has to be 5. Yeah, 2, then it could be 1 or 3. Yep, okay. If this is 2, and this could be 6 or 7. So those are all still options. Over here, if this is 5, this is 1, 7 or 8, yeah. If this is 1 and 2, this is 5 with 3 or 4. Okay. The 9 cage up here, we have to have a consecutive digit. So it could be like 1, 2, 6, 2, 3, 4. I think that's the only option. Because you can only do one, well, yeah, so this would have to be 1 and 2 with a 6. Or 2, 3 with a 4. Or 3, 4 with a 2. So that's interesting. We've got 2, 4, 6 twice here. But I think this has to have a 2 in it. Because the only way to not have a 2 in a 3-cell 9 cage is 1, 3, 5, and then you wouldn't have a consecutive digit. So this has to have a 2 in it somehow. These arrows. Look at these arrows. So both of them are in an extra region with both of these cells. This one is in this cell with this line, and the one over here with this other line. I'm not going to say the colors because I'm going to get them wrong. But this one's the same way down here. So these can't be 8 or 9. But I mean, they could be as small as 3, theoretically. Right? If you had a 1 and a 2, you could have 3. So it's not very limited, really. Okay, well, let's look at the 16. Can we do a similar kind of thing as this? So, because it's kind of, instead of small, it's a bigger one. I mean, so the biggest you can have in one of the cells is 9, obviously. So the other two have to be at least 7, but you could do, 3, 4 with a 9. Biggest you could put in here would be 7 and 8 with a 1, not a 0. But that still gives us quite a bit, because that leaves 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in these. So it's not very limited. All right, so where do I need to look? I'm wondering, because of the extra regions, it makes me think set. So set. Do we want to try and do set? I think I'm gonna have to try and do set because I'm not really seeing anything else that I can do besides using set. There might be something else. I don't even know if set's gonna work because I can't really see how. But I'm gonna try it. So I'll leave a link in the description. I've done a previous video where I just explained set. So if you're not familiar with set theory, go check out that video. I'll also leave a link up in the corner here. I'm trying to decide how I'm even gonna do set. I mean, so we've got to do something with the. All right, so this is an extra region. So let's just make this one. Let's do. I don't know what color to do. We'll do that color. Whatever that is. I think it's like orange. We'll do that orange. Now, the question is, do I also do this one? And we have an overlap there. We'll be double counting this cell. All right, I'm going to try. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do. I'm maybe starting to see this as I look at this more. I'm going to try this. All four of them. Now we're double counting all of these circles. But I think yes, okay. I can see it. Now that I've highlighted these, I can maybe see it. We'll see. Hopefully this works out to something. So we've got 4 sets of the digits 1 through 9 because of those extra regions. Now what I'm going to do for our other side of our set is boxes 2, 4, 6, and 8. And you can see how these overlap. Because what's happening is, like usual, what we're trying to do generally in set, not always, but a lot of times with an arrow puzzle, is you're trying to get the arrow in a different half of the set than the circle. And so, oh yes, so this works. Okay, I see it now. This is going to be brilliant. Because what I was worried about is we've got the circle as part of one half of the set. Now, if we use the box as the other half of the set, the circle would cancel out. But you need the circle to be in one half and the arrow to be in the other half. But the circle's in both halves. But the reason it works is because the circle is actually double counted. So when we do our other half of the set, the 4 boxes, I'm going to highlight these. These will be the other half, and then we'll remove everything that's in both halves of the set, except the circle is double counted, so we're really only removing the circle one time. So we're still left with the circle in the orange half of the set. So what we get is this. And what's great about this is we had the double counted, so the circle is still in there. And look what the oranges are. They're the circles and the cages. And we're going to remove the circles here because remember, these circles equal the arrow. So we can remove all of those cells because it's the same, whatever it is. If this is 9, these two are also 9. If it's 8, these two are also 8. So we can remove it from both sides because they're equal. It's kind of like taking an equation and you can subtract, if it was 9, let's say, you could subtract 9 from both sides of the equation, and the equation is still true. Well, that's what we've got here. We're saying orange equals blue, and if we subtract the same amount from orange and blue, orange still equals blue. And now we're down to only 8 blue cells, and we know what those 8 blue cells have to add to, because we've got the sums of these 4 cages, and that's all the orange cells. So let's see, we've got 20... 40, 54. 54. So, yeah, and these are limited because look, the max this can be, the maximum these can be is 9, and the maximum these can be is 11, which is 20. So 54 minus 20 is 34. So these have to be 17, which means they're both 8 and 9. And these have to be the maximums. 5, 6, that's a 1. That makes this 7 or 8. Very nice. That was very good. Okay, what's really cool about that set is I suspected that I needed to use set mainly just because of the extra regions and because I wasn't making any progress without it. But I couldn't see, it wasn't like, well, obviously you have to do this and that thing. Maybe it was obvious to some people. It wasn't obvious to me. I was kind of thinking, well, I'll highlight these lines and hopefully a pattern will emerge. So it wasn't super obvious how it was going to work, but it did work. Okay, so now that we've done that, I think we've done everything we can with that set. So I am going to remove those colors. Now, what can we do with that? Now that we've got a start, what do we do now? Oh, the 6 here. Okay, so this is 7. So now we know the order of those. That's going to give us a 7 there. Beautiful. Now this can't be 6, which for this to be 1, 2, 6, the 6 had to be there. So this is definitely 2, 3, 4. The 3 has to be in one of these two because it either has to be 2, 3 or 3, 4 on the consecutive digits there. So, I mean, we know that means we can't put a 3 anywhere on this line. So, the 3 has to be in one of those, but that's not really telling me very much. Okay, what do we have in these cells? These are 1, 3, 6, and 8, and the 6 can't be down here. These are 2, 3, 4, and 9. It's not really very limited. This one can't be the 3. As we said, the 3 has to be on there. 8 and 9 can't be in there. They've got to be in the corner. Yeah. Okay. 6. There's a 6 up here. So we can't put a 9 in there anymore, but we couldn't anyways, because we could never do 9, 8. So that doesn't really do much for us. Okay. So, all right, we said this had to be a minimum of 3 and 4, right? It'd have to be like that with a 9, okay? We can't do 4, 5 on the 2 dots because we have a 4, 5 right there. So 3, 4, can't do 4, 5. We could do 5, 6, like that, which is 11. Oh, but that would leave 5 and 6 is 11, which would need a 5 here. So you can't do 5 and 6. What about 6 and 7? It would have to be 6 and 7, and then you'd have to have a 3 right here, and we can't because we already have a 3 over here on that line. So we can't do 6 and 7. And 7 and 8, oh, we could do 7 and 8 maybe? 7 and 8 with a 1. That's still possible. Okay. Oh, no, because we can't put a 9 here. Look, there's a 9 on that line. This is a 1. This is a 1 with an 8 and a 7. We couldn't put the 9 with the 3, 4 because there's already a 9. So now we've got the 1, which means you can't put a 1 there because it's on that same line. So we've got that one. Can we... Don't think we can quite get this one yet, though. Okay, maybe the cage is down here. Now, these aren't quite as restricted because they don't have the consecutive digit requirement, but this one can't have an 8 anywhere in it because the 8 is on both those lines. It also can't have a 9 up here because of the 8, 9. So it could have a 9 here. And we can't do a 5, 6, or 7 in here. So this can't be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Look at this. It sees 6, 5, 7. It sees 8, 9. So this is a 1, 2, 3, or 4. If it's a 1, it can't be a 1 because you'd have to have 9 and 8, and we can't put an 8. 2 is going to require 9 and 6. 7, which would be that way. If this is a 2. Oh, but now look, we've got a 2, 3, 4 pair since we can't put a 1. That's interesting. That makes these 1, 8, and 9. And this one can't be an 8. So this is 1 or 9. And we can't put a 1 because you have to have an 8 and a 9. So this has to be a 9. Which then means these at some... So this got to be 7, 6, or 5 to go with the 2, 3, 4. Wow, okay. That's interesting. This is not 9. That's not 9. So that's a 1, 8 pair. Wow, I was expecting to limit it because of this one, not because of that one. That's surprising. Okay, maybe let's look at the loving cage next, I guess. We're making good progress with these cages. This one can't... It's a little bit different, though, because we're limited. You know, we can't have 7, 8, or 9. But it's a lower cage, so that... And, like, the 8 here... So, again, we can't have an 8 anywhere in here, but who cares, right? I mean, it's an 11 cage. We want smaller digits probably anyways. So, like, this can't be a 7, 8, or 9. Or a 1, or 4, or a 5, actually. So, it's 2, 3, or 6, I guess. So, if it's 2... Well, let's go the other way. If it's 6, these have to equal 5, which would have to be 1, 4, or 2, 3. Can't be 1, 4, so it would have to be 2, 3. So if it's 6, it's going to have to be... I see where this is going already. This is going to have to be a 2, 3, 6 cage, I think. So if it's 6, you have to have 3 and 2, like that. If it's 3, you need 8. We can't do 1, 7. So if it's 3, it would have to be 2, 6. Yeah, because if it's 3, you can't do 3, 5 either. If it's 2, you need 9. We can't do 1, 8. We can't do 2, 7. So it would have to... And we can't do 4, 5, so it would have to be 3, 6. So if this is a 2, these have to be 3 and 6. But unfortunately, they can go either way. But this is a 2, 3, 6 cage, and the 2 is right here. And these are 2, 3, 6, and 9. I have a 2, 3, 6 cage. So this can't be 2, 3, or 6 now, because it's going to see all 3 of those on one of the 2 lines. It can't be 7, 8, or 9. So this, and it can't be a 1, obviously, with the cage. So it can't be 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, or 9. It has to be a 4 or a 5. Which, I mean, 4 would have to be 1, 3. 5 could be 1, 4, or 2, 3. Okay, what about this one up here? Do we know? So, yes, this one's same problem. See, it can't be 2, 3, or 4. Or 1. Or 8 or 9. So it's got to be 5, 6, or 7? That's not quite as limited, but it's still pretty good. Oh, the 9 here. Oh, these regions are really hard to scan. Look at this 9. It sees the 9 there and the 9 there, which gives us a 2, 3, 4 on this gray line already. We've got an 8 and a 9, so 1, 5, 6, and 7. And so we have now the strangest 1, 5, 6, 7 quad I've ever seen. And what's really amazing about that is look at this 1, 5, 6, 7. Where can the 1 go? There's only 2 options for 1. So this can't be a 1 because of this weirdo 1, 5, 6, 7 quad wraparound thing. I don't even know what... yeah, I don't even quite know what to call that. Really weird. Okay. All right, let's look. Should we look at, let's see, the other lines. This one is 7. Oh, the 8 there. See, these are hard to scan for. So 7, 8, and 9. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing quite as much there. Um, on this line, where can you put a 9? Okay, there's no 9 here. There's no 9 in those. This one can't be 9 because of the 8, 9 pair. Neither can either of those. This one can't be a 9. This one is not a 9. The 9 has to be right there, which means this is not a 9. And now, oh, which we already should have seen because the 9 and the weirdo rules. Yep, okay. 2, 3, 4 on here. This is not a 3. These are 5, 6, 7, and 8, but these two can't be 8. So they're a 5, 6, 7 triple, which puts an 8 over here. Those are not 8. That's a 1, 3 pair. Gives us the 6. This one's not a 3. And now we have a 2, 4 pair, which puts the 3 there. This is not a 3. Puts the 3 there. These are some of the weirdest interactions, but they're great. 2, 3, 4, 6. So this can't be 6, which means that can't be 3 because these have to sum to 9. Does that do anything for us? I don't know. I don't know if it does. Look at this. So our 1, 5, 6, 7 quad here. There's no 6 here. So one of those 3 has to be a 6. So how could that cell ever be a 6? If that was a 6, none of these 3 could be a 6. So that can't be a 6. Oh, and look, 5, 6, 7. This is a 1. Because we have a 5, 6, 7 triple in the box. So this is not a 1. There's a 6 on one of those two. Does that do anything for us? I don't know if it does. Trying to see where to look next. The 6 here means that's not a 6. And now, 2, 3, 4 triple puts a 6 there. So this is not a 6. Now we have a 2, 3 pair. So those are 6 and 9. Got something in my eye. Excuse me. It's really hard to scan with these weird regions, but there's some really cool interactions. So these are 2, 3, and 4. Just what's left in the box. That one's not a 3. So there's a 3 in one of those, so this is not a 3. 3, 9. These are 2 and 3. Oh, the 6 here. So it's the 9 and the 6 there. So this is not a 6. So now we have a 5, 7 pair, giving us the 6 there. This is 5 and 7, 5 or 7. So if it's 5, it's got to be 2, 3. And if it's 7, it's got to be 4, 3. So this is a 3 either way. So if it's 5, it's 2, it's 7, it's 4. This one can't be 4, since that can't be 1. 2, 5, yeah, okay. Oh, the 6, right here. I'm looking for all these weird interactions along the lines, and I'm missing just simple, normal Sudoku interactions here. All right. Let's see. There's a 3 up there. Oh, there has to be a 6. Look at this. These two 6s, put a 6 down here. And now this is The missing digit is a 5. 5 up there, 5 down here, so it has to be a 5 over there. All right. I'm sure there's some sort of weird interactions with the... Okay, this line. Yep, look at this line. What are we missing on here? We've got 6, 8, and 9. We've got... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. And the 7 can't be on any of those, and the 7 also can't be here. So this has to be the 7, which is then going to give us 5 and 7. That makes this 4. The 4 makes this a 5. So this is... I can still be 1, 4, or 2, 3. But the 7 means this is not a 7. Oh, and there's a 7 on, so this is a 5 now. Makes that a 6. The 6 is going to give us the 3 and the 6. This is now 5 and 9, which is 14, so we need 4 to complete the 18 cage. So this is not 4, that's not 1, so that's a 2, 3. Making these 1, 4, which that 1, 4 pair makes that a 2. Oh, well, it was already a 2. Anyways, if I had just paid attention, this 4 is on this line, making this a 1 and a 4. That 1 makes this a 3, and a 2, and a 3, and a 1. The 3 here, ooh, if I can type correctly, gives us the order of those. Do I have the 2 and 4? Surely I have this. Oh yeah, the 4 here. I was looking for the weird interactions along the lines, and I'm missing just the simple normal Sudoku interactions. So I think we've almost finished. That's really interesting. We've almost finished like the lines part of it, and kind of the line adjacent cells. All right, so now maybe we should fill in this middle here. This is 1, 4, and 9. This one can't be 1, 4. This one can't be 1 or 4, so it's a 9, 1, 4. That 9 is going to give us the 8s and 9s through here. These are 2, 5, and 8. This one can't be 2 or 8, so it's a 5. Then we have 2 and 8 left. They have to be in that order. All right, now we just got to finish off the corners here. Let's do these. There's only 2 left in this row. 1 and 7. And for some reason we don't know those yet. Okay. Oh, the 1 here gives us the 1 and the 8. Oh, and I thought that was going to do it. But the 1's not with the 1 and the 7. So I think we still don't know the 1 and 7. That's interesting. Okay. This box up here needs 2, 3, 4, and 9. This one can't be 2, 3, or 4, so it's a 9. The 2 has to be there, and 4 and 3. That leaves 8 and 9 up here, and the 8 and 9 down here is going to give us the order of those. These are 5 and 7, and the 5 down below gives us the order. And we still don't have our 1 and 7 figured out yet. I'm going to leave those for last, I think. Just because. I was surprised that they were still there, so now we're just going to leave them. This is 2 and 6, I believe. So 6 and 2. These are 4 and 5, which have to be in that order. These are 1 and 8, which is finally going to give us our 1 and our 7, but we're going to leave those for last, like I said. 3 and 7 has to be in this order. 7, 1. Looks good. Timer stopped. All right. That was a great puzzle. Thank you very much, Bremster. I'm glad that you sent that one to me because that was a lot of fun to solve. And neat idea with the set. And not an obvious... I mean, knowing having done several puzzles with set and kind of knowing Bremster's puzzles, it felt like it was going to be a set thing. But even as I was doing the set, it wasn't clear to me quite how it was going to work until I started highlighting it. So while it was pretty quick for me to decide to use set, it was not an obvious use of set, I don't think. So let me know what you thought. Maybe you found a way without using set. If you did, I'd be interested to know because I felt like I wasn't getting very much progress until then. That's one of the amazing things about sets sometimes is you feel like there's nothing. Sometimes that is. It's not just a feeling. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. The puzzle just has no information. And then you use set, and all of a sudden, the whole thing is broken open, and you just sort of are feeling. And it's just weird how it can flip a puzzle around like that. It doesn't always work that way, but sometimes it does. And this one still had some interesting stuff to it. That was the other thing I liked about the set on this one is it did break it open, but it wasn't something where you do set and then now it's just filling in digits. There was still some interesting stuff with the consecutive. I liked this idea of the consecutive here as well, and how it limited these cages. Very cool. All right, I enjoyed that a lot. Hopefully you guys liked that. As I said, I'm going to leave links down below to the solves for all the other three puzzles once they're all up. Bremster has already solved Rank's puzzle, so I'll leave that one down below. And yeah, go check them out as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this puzzle, and come over to Discord and talk with us about it. And I'll see you again soon with another puzzle. Thanks.